Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hello and welcome to Nile TV International's continuous coverage of the U.S.-Israel-Iran war. I'm Mohammed Abdurrahim and I'm accompanied here in the studio by Dr. Asmaa Elzeiny, Senior Fellow of Global Peace Institute, London. Dr. Asmaa, good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
Dr. Asmaa, a lot has happened today. And perhaps the most important development is the speech by Mujtaba Khamenei, the new Iranian supreme leader who succeeded his assassinated father, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. It seemed to be a fiery speech, a defiant speech. Mr. Mujtaba Khamenei said that the Hormuz Strait will remain closed. He warned of serious repercussions that are ongoing on the energy markets. He asked the Americans to leave their bases in the Arab Gulf countries. He said that his country will hit the oil facilities of where the Americans have a stake in if the Americans or Israelis hit their own oil facilities. He also talked about Hezbollah and about Lebanon and about the Palestinian cause. It seemed to be anything but surrender. And surrender is what the American president wants and what he had said before, that he will only stop this war when the Iranians surrender. But he has also said that this war, Mr. Trump, that this war will end very soon. And he has also said that America has already won the war, according to Mr. Trump. So how do you see the overall situation at the moment, especially that the oil markets, the stock markets reacted, obviously, they seem to believe Mr. Mujtaba Khamenei, because the oil price again jumped above $100 after it had gone below 90, and the American markets were in the red. So they seem to be believing Mr. Mujtaba Khamenei.
The long-awaited speech actually was waited by everyone, by the U.S. of course. As you know, that Mr. Trump announced that Mr. Mujtaba was not welcome at all. So the statement was long-waited and waited by the Iranians and all the region to know how this, to try to expect how this situation is going to continue. What seems to be that it is not going to end that soon. The statement, as you just have said, that the supreme leader or the new supreme leader of Iran affirmed that they are continuing retaliation of what the U.S.-Israeli attack against Iran in the form of attacking the Arab states, and we see this continuation.
Yeah, the
of
American interests or the bases in the Arab countries.
Yeah. But after all, it is attacking on the Arab states.
Right.
Yes. It doesn't seem that in the short time we will end this, according to the Iranian supreme leadership. They are continuing to close the main water route for the oil in the whole world.
Although the Americans say it is not closed, but we are not seeing any traffic.
Yeah,
we are
it is not seen by anyone. They are free to say what they say, but it is, after all, there is no
on the
movement.
ground there is no traffic.
The boats are waiting there, no ships are crossing, nothing is crossing. It is closed for us, it is closed.
It is.
And according to the Iranian leadership, it is closed. So it is affecting the world.
The global supply chain, the
oil, whole world, yes.
Movement.
And we are affected at the region. What's most important for us, that the region is still be affected with the statement and with the what is going to, it seems to continue in the region.
You see, the Iranians once put it, I think it was the Iranian Revolutionary Guards Corps that had this statement: we either all live together or we all die together. I remember a statement like this maybe a couple of days ago. That seems to be the Iranian position.
Never to forget that the Iranian Revolutionary Guard are thinking with military mindset. We are thinking from a different perspective. We are thinking about the people, the whole region. But according to them, they are pure mentality, attacking mindset. So for them, this is war, and war is war. For military men, war is war.
Of course, one of the most unfortunate things that happened this war is the Iranian school that was targeted, and more than 100 girls, 160, I think.
Yeah. More than 160.
Yes, the girls died from this American strike, because New York Times had reported that it was an American strike, and
it
the Pentagon did not
was
deny
reported that
this.
the strike was on a military building, but it actually what happened that these girls lost their life, and this is the cost of the war. What I'm telling you, that war is war. With any war happening in any part of the world, there are casualties, there are civilians affected, and especially women and the children, and this is part of the war.
But we must stop here at something. For how long can the Iranians stand these attacks? Because obviously there is a difference in power. America plus Israel, and America alone really, is much stronger than Iran, and it has inflicted huge losses on Iran regarding the nuclear program, the ballistic program,
displacement of the civilians from Tehran especially,
the infrastructure, even oil facilities have been targeted.
Water supply.
Water. Mr. Trump says he can put the electricity grid out of work in 1 split second if he wants, but he won't do this. This is what he said. And reportedly, the Americans have criticized the Israelis, reportedly, for hitting oil facilities inside Iran. So the Revolutionary Guards Corps before had said that we can continue for at least 6 months, and then for 1 year. But, on the ground, really, for how long can they bear this, the Iranians bear this huge attack? And of course, the other question is, for how long can the Americans bear the risks they are taking? Mr. Trump is taking a huge risk when it comes to the elections in November. He risks losing both houses of Congress. Gasoline prices are up. Inflation will go up. Many Democrats are saying this is Israel first policy and not America first policy. Of course, there's the risk of casualties in the war. Maybe one missile one day would capture the lives of many Americans. You don't know when this might happen. The oil prices, the embarrassment, the pressure, the fact that they are not being able to protect their allies in the Arab Gulf region. The American embassy in Kuwait has been hit, the American embassy in Riyadh. I mean, there's a lot of embarrassment. So there is a lot of pressure on both sides. The question is, who can bear this longer?
It's a critical military and political question, but I believe that no one is able to fully expect how long it's going to continue. According to statements on both sides, they are ready to continue for a while, but who is paying the price for this is the whole region. They attacked the Arab states, which are attacked by Iran. I mean the American facilities in the Arab states, and all of us are affected. The whole world, the energy market in the whole world is affected. We are hoping that both sides will be rational and revert to the political and diplomatic solution, which is not clear at the point. I believe there are efforts exerted by some on some parts, like Egypt, for example,
Absolutely.
is doing. The President
Egypt calling for de-escalation and ready to help diplomatically. Egypt believes that only political settlement, negotiations on one table can bring peace.
The statements today by...
This will not be won militarily.
At all. It is not pure militarily or pure political at all. It's not only like this. Minister Badr Abdelati today had another daily since the start of these attacks on the 28th of February, daily phone calls with Arab ministers and even European ministers.
And even the Iranian ministers.
And even Iran today, it is announced that this call was today.
Yesterday, right.
But it doesn't seem that any close ending or stopping is...
The Russians and the Chinese, can they help? I mean, we've heard that the Russian president, Mr. Putin, and Mr. Trump spoke together, and that Iran was part of the talks, of course. And the Russians have said that they want this war to end. And the Chinese, we're hearing their voice now, louder every day. So do you think they can play a role?
It is, I think it is achievable, but each part is giving its conditions. The named victory waited for on the U.S. part, and today the Supreme Leader announced that there are like conditions also to to reach the stop of this. The situation of the inside Lebanon and
that's another element, a huge important element there. So you're saying that each side is waiting for the right moment to proclaim victory,
the other side
put a
to
slogan
show,
that
good
might somehow look like a victory.
What seems to be like a victory for each part. I believe this is the point. If we reach this point, I believe we can arrive at a stop of this.
Okay. Dr. Asmaa, and allow us to take a phone call here. We have with us over the phone Dr. Muhammad Elzeiny, the Professor of International Relations. A very good evening to you. Dr. Elzeiny, of course, you must be following the events as much as we are, maybe better. Dr. Elzeiny, by the way, had expected the eruption of the war just a few days before the war, and he had put scenarios that some of them are really happening on the ground. So that's why we want to get his view really on what's next. Dr. Elzeiny, we're going to listen to you. What's next, Dr. Elzeiny?
First, greeting from me to you, Mr. Muhammad, and my greeting for Dr. Asmaa.
Thank you.
And I'm listening to what you said about the scenarios. First, I said before that the war will end by 27 or to 28 Ramadan. I mean that the war about Lebanon, not about Iran.
Okay.
And I assure you that the war and the airstrike towards Lebanon will stop by 27 to 29th Ramadan, and we will move to second phase, which will continue about 18th day. It will be a shortage of movements from Israel and south of Lebanon, and the third phase will be 21 days. And Lebanon and Israel will sign a deal to ceasefire for all.
Okay, so you believe at least on the Lebanese front that Israel and Hezbollah, or Israel and Lebanon, will eventually with French, with Egyptian, with whichever mediation, will eventually reach a deal.
Sure, especially after France will be involved in this and spread their armies in the south of Lebanon to make a protection area for Israel, and we will see the French army in south of Lebanon.
Okay, that's as far as that side of the equation is concerned. What about the American-Israeli strikes on Iran and Iran's retaliation, the Iran war?
Well, about what will happen to Iran, we will see a continue of airstrike towards Iran, and another rocket sent by Iran to the American bases in Arab countries, and they will close Hormuz Strait and will send another rocket to Israel. Especially, it will not stop soon.
So you're seeing more of the same. Actually, what you're describing now, more of what we're seeing today, yesterday, and in the past 13 days, it's going to be more of the same scenario to continue, right? This is what you're saying.
Yes.
For how long? For how long do you think? And for how long? That's one question. And the second question is, what can bring this to an end?
Okay, we will continue for 1 month to 45 days in this war, in my point of view. And we will see the American army on the land of Iran.
Which army?
American army.
So you think Mr. Trump will put boots on the ground in Iran?
Yes. And after that, it will be a straight war, and the United States will lose many soldiers and many souls in this war, which led Donald Trump to take a very dangerous decision, which led also Iran to take a very dangerous decision before the war will end.
So that's a scary scenario. So you're saying that in your expectation, in your personal expectation, Dr. Elzeiny, that this will continue for at least 1 more month to 45 days, and then we're going to have American boots on the ground, and then we're going to have a real mess, another Iraq or Afghanistan or whichever.
Yes, that's what I said and what I think. In the next 30 to 45 days about the war between Iran and the United States and Israel from the other side. Also, Iran also will hit many oil projects in the area, and United States try to open Hormuz Strait, but after they finish Iran, they will move to Yemen.
To Yemen?
Yes.
The Americans?
Yes.
The Houthis?
Yes.
Yeah, but the Houthis. So what about the Houthis in the equation? They haven't participated. Do you think the Americans will target them even without their participation in the events, or do you think the Houthis by then will have participated in the action?
Mr. Muhammad, we must know that this war was made to cut any arm of Iranian militia. So one of the main Iranian militia is Houthi in Yemen. So after they near to finish Iran, they will move to Houthi, and I see that Houthi will surround, will announce that they will not face the American troops in this war, and Houthi will be finished in Yemen after the attack of the United States and Israel.
At the same time, you think again that the Lebanese side of the equation will be brought to rest?
Yes.
Peace there. That's what you believe. What about Iraq? How do you think the situation in Iraq would look like, and the factions that are pro-Iranian in Iraq, and what kind of danger they could pose to, again, the entire equation? Because the scenario you're putting before us, Dr. Elzeiny, is a very messy one.
When I was with you in the studio, I told you that the United States will hit Hashd Sha'bi and Hezbollah in Iraq, and that's happened. Not only, as I said, they will hit any arm of Iran in the Middle East area and the Gulf area. So they will end any arm for Iran. They will end Hashd Sha'bi. They will end Hezbollah in Iraq. After that, they will end Houthi.
So you don't see any chance for diplomacy?
Yes. After the diplomacy, after they finish the rocket project of Iran and the nuclear project of Iran, they will sit on the table and make a deal. But as I said before, that Muqtada Khamenei will continue in his place for some time.
For some time?
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
Continue fighting.
I think, in my point of view, that we will see another change in Iran in the last of May or beginning of June.
And would that change be imposed by the United States in your view, or will it come from within, from inside
Not by
Iran?
the United States, I think by some kind of revolution in Iran, which moved by the United States and other countries.
Okay. That was Dr. Mohammed Elzeiny, Professor of International Relations, giving us his predictions for what's going to happen in the upcoming days, weeks and months here in the region. Dr. Asmaa, that's a scary, messy scenario for the region and for the world.
For sure, what is clear for now, that this war is going to move from a phase to phase, into another phase. And the stop is not that close. We hope that the precautions regionally and internationally could be handled. What we are doing our best to do, that make the precautions handled. We can deal with it, because what seems in the perspective that each one is like waiting for the other to stop the game first, but not very close.
So, but how can we expect such a scenario, and if we link it to Mr. Trump's position and his statements? Doesn't this imply another possibility that the war will end soon? I mean, that should remain as a... The question is, I should pose it to you like this: do you agree with Dr. Elzeny's scenario, or do you believe that there are other more likely scenarios to happen, which is each side waiting for a moment to stop the game, as you said, and to proclaim some sort of victory?
Reading the other scenarios of the previous U.S. wars on other countries gives you the indication that we are not close. What is very clear, that this like stubborn, that some military mindset, like stubborn regarding confessing that we are taking the step first. Let's hope that at one point each one feels that he's triumphant enough, that we can at least stop some in some they achieved. They proclaim that they achieved some of their targets, whatever these targets be. Let's stop, because we are going to, the whole region is going to pay the price.
The whole world,
but not like the region. Not like the whole world is affected, but not like the Arab region.
And will continue to be affected, and will be affected even more, including the United States. And this is why, at times when you think of it, wouldn't it be too much for Mr. Trump to absorb the gasoline, the inflation, the pressure from within, the risk to lose the elections, the risk to be embarrassed by Iran further, his bases in the Arab Gulf countries, perhaps other American interests? And this is what Mr. Mujtaba Khamenei said, that they might start striking any American interests anywhere in the world. The risk of casualties, boots on the ground, like Dr. Elzeiny is saying, yes. Boots on the ground might bring huge casualties.
For both sides. And take into consideration that Mr. Trump is facing so soon the renewal of the State of the Union. He needs to face the American community, and take into consideration there is opposition inside the American community itself about the strikes.
Right.
They feel that they were dragged into this all of a sudden. Yeah.
Right. I mean, already at the start of the war, according to opinion polls coming from the United States, this was the one war historically with the lowest rates of approval at its outset, at the beginning of the war. Already So if we drag into this further, the support will even decrease further.
Goes down because...
So can Mr. Trump absorb all of this? I'm just thinking from the American point of view. I mean, there are a lot of risks for him, huge risks.
But it doesn't seem that despite all these risks, nothing is very soon to stop the strikes. Because the US and Israeli part are considering that they are achieving their targets. Once you feel you are achieving, you continue to achieve. They don't...
Well, one could say that they have not achieved their targets, because the main target, and it was declared, was the change of the regime, and this did not happen. The fall of the Iranian regime, and this did not happen.
It depends on your point of view how the change is seen. According to the Iranian people inside Iran and also inside the US and to Israeli part.
You know, the word stubborn, I really stayed for a moment when, with this description that you gave, and come to think of it, both sides, I mean all three sides of the war.
Let's say two sides, because there are two sides.
Okay, the American-Israeli side and the Iranian side. So, I mean, they are all stubborn, extremely, extremely stubborn.
You know why I'm describing it was stubborn? Because I know that there were huge efforts before the strikes began to prevent it. But after all, they didn't. So it seems that it is out of stubbornness. It is not about what they see inside each community. You know, this war is war. War for each country, regardless of its level, economical level, military level. It is still a war. All countries are affected. The whole world is affected.
There is a risk here that, or potential, I should say, that everybody would be a loser after this war. Everyone will lose. Every party of the war, and even the non-parties, everybody will be a loser if this continues to drag on and gets messier.
Yes, we can see that there are parties which are not participating, much affected. The world economy, the most countries, and this is the consequences of war.
And even the Americans themselves.
Yeah.
And even Mr. Trump, and even the Iranians, and potentially the Israelis as well.
And the world peace and security.
Yeah.
We are losing the world peace and security that was achieved for tens of years.
Yeah. Yeah, because what rules now is not like international law or the United Nations Human Charter.
We are forgetting about these big names, but still we are...
Mr. Trump has said it before that he doesn't believe in international law or UN charters. He only believes in his morals and his ethics, and he has said it before.
Because he is talking from a stance of military might and power. He's aware of what he can do during the war.
Militarily, right.
Militarily, yes.
But even militarily, there is a risk. There is for the Americans, especially if they put
losing fighters is a loss.
I mean,
Yes, when you lose a member of your security personnel, it's a loss. It's a big loss for everyone.
And as a senior fellow of Global Peace Institute, a renowned one, the London Global Peace Institute, what would you like to say in closing remarks, perhaps in warning everybody that war brings destruction? As Egypt always says,
yes,
war only brings losses. Nobody is a winner. Everybody is a loser.
The worst thing that whole humanity can face at any time is the war, because it's a loss of a human. What is the whole humanity worked for tens of years to achieve security, stability, peace for all people, regardless of their background, their religion, their ethnicity, whatsoever. I believe that the humanity strives for peace in Africa and Asia, in Europe and America, for Iranians, for Egyptians, for Gulf states, for all. Peace is the only way for humanity to continue and to achieve.
Because this atmosphere, Dr. Asmaa, is an atmosphere of hatred.
Yeah.
I mean, if this continues and drags on, can you imagine the atmosphere of hatred that will be engulfing much of the world, the region specifically?
We are caring about the new generations who didn't have a chance to enjoy the peaceful times. That I believe that the younger
leaders,
generations are growing up in a world which is witnessing an unprecedented level of hatred and war and killing that we wish that they enjoy the hoped peace and security and stability.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Dr. Asmaa Elzeiny. Always a pleasure to have you with us. Dr. Asmaa is a Senior Fellow of Global Peace Institute, London. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hope to see you again, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching us. Please stay with Nile TV.